graduated from Rowan University in the spring of 2022 with a sports communication and media degree. I got to actually call minor league baseball and G League basketball games while I was in school. And then I graduated, and as soon as I graduated, I went to NFL Films in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And as much as I loved that experience, I miss putting on the headsets. I decided, you know what, talk is cheap. I have a laptop that's in my house, and so 21 months later, here we are, still on YouTube, calling games and building an incredible, loving community on here with the people that I call my Philly freaks with a capital P and a capital H. We go live for every single Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles game, and we do it like old school radio play-by-play style. I'm Jason Joseph, and this is Play-by-Play with JJ.
I showed a swung on, barreled it out to right field. Bye-bye baseball.
That baby is long gone.
You know, every time I watch that trailer, I'm not gonna lie, I get my juices just get so flowing. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. All right, so we are whoops. One sec. All right, that's better. Okay. Better? Yes. Good. All right, hello, everybody. Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very, very fantastic day. The name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Spurs just scored a bucket. It is 2-0, so we are underway. Here's Yabusele, who parts the Red Sea and throws down a right-handed sledgehammer. Not gonna lie, every single time I hear that, I hear that intro, my juices absolutely get flowing from that. All right, tank-a-thon continues today. Justin Edwards, Quentin Grimes, Yabusele, who else? We got Butler and Okike all out there for the Philadelphia 76ers. The ball does go out of bounds, and it is last touched by San Antonio. 4.1 seconds are left on the shot clock. All right, so let's go. Denver says, "Missed you this afternoon." Yeah, man, I missed you guys too. I did. I had some things to do, and I apologize for not posting that announcement earlier. There's a shot that goes up. It's no good by Yabusele, but on the rebound, it's Justin Edwards, and he lays it up and does lay it in. 4-2, Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers have to get back and defend the three today if they want to try to win this game. There's Grimes on a rebound off of a bad pass or a bad shot that was by Chris Paul. Butler misses a two. Paul grabs the rebound, and the Spurs have it on the other end. It's Chris Paul, Jeremy Sochan, Harrison Barnes, Devin Vassell, and Stephon Castle. So De'Aaron Fox and Victor Wembanyama are not playing in today's game. And I think that De'Aaron at least is out for the rest of the season. 4-4, Sixers almost got the ball pickpocketed. And it's Grimes who passes it all the way over to Edwards for a catch-and-shoot three. Connects! 7-4 Philadelphia. Hit that thumbs up button, folks, and hit that subscribe button as well. And turn on those notification bell icons, too. Sochan just missed a wide-open layup, grabbed his own rebound. Nobody could box him out. They'll swing it around the timeline. Castle with a pump fake and a three-pointer. In and out it goes, and Grimes corrals the miss for the Philadelphia 76ers. All right, Scott, do me one favor. Do you see if the subscribe button is over on the right side? There is a foul called, and that's going to be against the Sixers. Oh, yes, it is right there. Oh, it's beautiful. I see it. I didn't see it at first, and I was like, oh, wait, let me see if somebody else sees it on the other end. It's there, baby. Scott, you're the best. What I'll do is I'll actually put, instead of doing this, I will actually change that for my logo, and I will put that in there instead. But I wanted to just see if the subscribe button does work. If you guys want to hit that button, that's all you got to do. Just hit that button, and then you subscribe to the channel. It's so simple. Scott was right. It's a watermark. Scott with the Scott with the beautiful suggestions. It's great. What's going on? 7-4 Philadelphia. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Sochan on the drive to the basket, contested shot, but he wins the race against Gershon Yabusele. That makes it now 7-6. Grimes will try to get some space. He dumps it back off over to Yabusele, and Yabu lays it up and lays it in. The finger roll finish by Gershon Yabusele. Let's refresh this page. Got it up. There it is. Good stuff. Chris Paul gets it from the backcourt and now goes inside the three-point line. Kicks it back out over to Stephon Castle. And Vassell's two-point shot. It was a turnaround jumper. Vassell misses it. And Chuma Okeke grabs the rebound. Chuma the other day had like 5 threes. He was 5 for 6 during the very beginning of his three-point shooting. The Sixers swinging around the timeline. Grimes with a tray. Got it. Swish goes the basketball. A 12-4 run by the Sixers as they come away with a steal. Butler gives it back to Grimes. Grimes to Butler for a three-pointer. You bet! Got it. 15-6 and a timeout called by San Antonio. And the Sixers are coming in with fuego. Fuego Maego. Hey, JJ, I'm here too. So not only are you on YouTube, but you're also on Twitch. Where else are you? Are you on Vimeo? We're not on Vimeo. But yeah, that's cool. Cool. If you are on Twitch, make sure that you hit that follow button too. Yes, sir. Okay, great. We do look good today. Yeah, I didn't really get to watch the games today. I had some other things I had to take care of. Guys, if you were just coming on in, please make sure that you hit the like button and hit the subscribe button as well. I'm going to go to the monologue screen for a very quick second. This is not pregame. This is not halftime, but we're going to keep all these graphics up. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up this week, okay? We have a lot of content that we are going to be making, and I'm prepared for doing a lot. I want to continue to push the content out. That's really what I'm going to be doing over this next week. So we'll try to do some March Madness. I want us to get ready for baseball season, and I really want us to hit that 5K marker. Obviously, we're going to have to be promoting more. I have not really been promoting as much, but I want to just produce content. I really do. But I'm coming to this monologue stream because I also realized, too, that I need to start recruiting a team together. A team of people who just want to help any way possible. Editing, posting on the socials, all that type of jazz. I could use help. And if you are interested, okay, email jasonjosephonair@gmail.com. I'm going to post that email down below. And if you are interested in helping out, even if it's with Discord or whatever it is, this is the email right here. So make sure that you do that. I could use all the help that I can. And so I appreciate you all. All right, now let's get back to our regularly scheduled program. Sixers lead at 15-6 with 7 minutes and 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jeremy Sochan is 6 points. Justin Edwards is 5. Jared Butler is 3. Grimes also has 3. Grimes actually has 3 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds in this game as well. Sixers won the first game of this regular season series back on December 23rd. They put up 111 points, and they beat the Spurs 111-106. Tyrese Maxey actually had 32 in that game. Joel Embiid only played 14 minutes, and he had 9 points and 8 rebounds. Maxey did have 10 rebounds, though, and 8 assists in that game, and that was a very good performance by him. Sixers got to play defense. Grimes will try to defend Devin Vassell, and Vassell is going to breeze his way over towards the basket and make it what is now a 15-8 ball game. So the layup is good, and Jared Butler will get it back for the Philadelphia 76ers. He'll drive it in towards the lane. He kisses it off the window, and it's a high-arcing runner by Jared Butler. 10-2 run by the Sixers over the last 94 seconds, and they are up by 9. Castle outside. There's a three-pointer. It's a line drive shot, and it's good. Holy cow, what a shot that was. A line drive shot from beyond the arc on the far wing, and that was nailed by Devin Vassell. Very good three-point shooter. He's been throughout this whole entire season. Just 24 years old. In his last game, he only shot the ball 1 for 4 from 3, but in the game before that, or the previous 3 games before that, he made at least 3 threes. So he's a very good beyond the arc shooter. Sixers just missed a 3. Here's another three-pointer by Vassell again, and speaking of the devil, he knocks another one down. 17-14 for the 24-year-old from Florida State. 6 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Grimes, step back, three-pointer, no good. And a rebound by the Spurs. Vassell again driving it into the lane, kicking it out to Harrison Barnes for a far corner three-pointer, jackpot. And now it's a tie ball game, a 9-0 run, and every single point has been either scored or assisted by Devin Vassell. It's like they've activated a new key cog in their system, and they just couldn't wake him up before. Grimes goes towards the gap, heads into the lane, and makes a layup. The Spurs, they respond on the other side. As Vassell, what do you know, finishes with a 2. Great pass by Chris Paul, and it's 19-19 with 5:10 to go. So the Sixers were on a big run, and the Spurs, they've been on a run now, an 11-2 run. Butler with a layup inside. Too much mustard on that one, and Chris Paul comes away with the miss. Less than 5 minutes to go. Paul taking on Gershon Yabusele at the top of the key. He'll dip it out over to Stephon Castle, who dribbles around the timeline, goes down the lane, tries to hit a little Euro step layup, can't get it. Underhanded scoop was no good, and Justin Edwards gets the rebound. Edwards trying to go coast to coast, and a hard foul called on the San Antonio Spurs. And J.E. will go to the foul line to shoot a pair of free throws. It's hard to be able to just get on by Quentin Grimes and be able to do it with a Euro step. You know, shimmy towards the left, shimmy towards the right, and then just hit a layup like that. It just goes to show how great of a basketball player Devin Vassell is. Former first-round, 11th overall pick back in 2020. First free throw by Justin Edwards is up and in to make it 20-19 Philadelphia. They do lead it by 1 point. Sixers 5. They got O'Shea Brissett, Jalen Hood-Schifino, Justin Edwards, Quentin Grimes, and Chuma Okeke out there. Julian Champagne, former Blue Coat and 76er, is over in for Jeremy Sochan. The second foul shot, no good. 20-19 Sixers lead it by 1. Vassell with a kick out to Champagne. They'll swing it around the timeline. Paul gives it back to Vassell. Another 3. Good it! Holy cow! Devin Vassell cannot be stopped. He is now 4 for 4 from three-point range. Here's another Edwards foul line, Jay, and he got it to go. Justin Edwards, 8 points for him so far. Don't want to sleep on him. We're tied up at 22. The young guys going at it. Johnson gets the ball blocked by Justin Edwards. It's stolen by Council. Edwards, another 3. It's short and rebounded by the Spurs. Philadelphia money line today is at plus 160. And for the Spurs, it's at minus 220. There's a shot that's good by Keldon Johnson and a foul on Ricky Council. So he took it towards the bucket and tried to initiate an and-one opportunity. Hit Ricky Council with a Euro step. Got him right in the chest. And Johnson will earn his final stripe at the line. Let's go, baby. Let's go. The subscribe button does work. 25-22, San Antonio out in front by 3. 3:40 left in the first quarter. Sixers are down by a trace. Grimes on the perimeter, wants to dance, wants to cross over. He'll kick it out over to Ricky Council on the far corner. Council inside the paint now, dribbles with the left hand, turns around, spins, puts up a 2, and Council with an off-balance mid-range J to put the Sixers down by 1. Champagne, a line drive tray, off the mark again. Johnson tried to get the rebound, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Quentin Grimes. How about the San Antonio Spurs this year? Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox are both out for the rest of the season. They are 13th in the Western Conference. They are also 29-39 on the season. They are missing their head coach, Greg Popovich, who is also out for the rest of the season as well. 25-24, San Antonio, as they do lead it by 1. And the shot goes up, and it goes out of bounds. It was an air ball from Lonnie Walker, the 4th. The Spurs' interim head coach right now is Mitch Johnson. And Johnson, 38 years old, very young head coach, won a G League championship back in 2018 as an assistant coach. Here's a catch-and-shoot three-pointer, no good. And it goes into the hands of Ricky Council, the 4th. Council tries to kick it out over to Grimes, but by the time Grimes caught it, took a bounce and it stepped out of bounds. It was actually out of bounds right over towards the side. And we have a timeout called by Philadelphia. Spurs lead it by 1. It's 25-24 out in San Antonio. Sure you guys like, and make sure that you guys hit the subscribe button as well. Let's look at chat. What's going on, chat? I can almost commit to JJ, but not right at this moment. I have other stuff going on. You don't have to apologize. Again, just by you guys being here is very nice. You know, I appreciate that. But if you are interested, again, don't ever feel pressured. I don't ever want to make anybody feel pressured that they have to do something. I'm just saying, if you are interested, feel free. Feel free to reach out to me. What else is going on today? We got some March Madness games, of course. Paul Hedrick says that broken record, but Justin Edwards is a keeper. He should have the inside track on being the first wing off the bench next season. Or maybe he should start. And that part all depends on what else goes on during the offseason. It does. It does. It's pretty cool. I like Justin Edwards. We are 61 subscribers away, folks, from hitting 5K. That's really sick. That is really awesome. We're going to get there by opening day next week, and I'm excited about that. I'm pretty excited. Spurs lead it by 1. Sixers money line odds are at plus 200 now. And for the Spurs, they're at minus 280. Sixers are 23-46, so they are 23 games under 500. We mentioned before that the last time they played against the Spurs, they lost by 5. They are half a game above Toronto in the tank-a-thon standings, and they are half a game behind Brooklyn. So we will take a look at the tank-a-thon standings later on. But it's cool. Every like, every subscribe, every bell, Every repost of JJ's content all helps out. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does. 25-24. Sixers down by 1 point. 2:18 left to go in the first quarter. Vassell at the top of the key. Bounces it over towards Champagnie. Champagnie back over to Vassell. Mid-range J by Devin is no good. And a volleyball tips into the hands of Ricky Council IV. It almost slipped out of Grimes' hands. And Council will get it back. Council delivers it into the front court of the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers are moving from left to right. Doughton Jr., I think, is out there. Nope, that's a Schifino. He gives it back over to Grimes. They'll swing it around the timeline again. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. Schifino at the top of the key wants to dance, crosses on over, throws it, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Spurs. There's 1 second left on the shot clock, so the Sixers have got to put up a catch-and-shoot 3 if they want to make a count here. Stephon Castle will enter back on in for Devin Vassell. And so, 25-24 Spurs. They lead it by 1. It's 102 seconds left to go in the first quarter. A catch-and-shoot three-pointer is blocked by Keldon Johnson. Lonnie Walker tried to get a good look, and it'll be a shot clock violation called against the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Spurs will get the ball back. They do lead it by 1 point. We have our March Madness scores over on the... beneath our regular Philadelphia 76ers score bug, so figured that would be a good one to put up there today. Sixers take advantage of a bad pass. Walker got a steal, and Keldon Johnson will commit a shooting foul. And we have another timeout taken by the San Antonio Spurs. So that was Schifino. Jalen Hood-Schifino again going over towards the cup, and he will head to the foul line to shoot 2 more free throws. But the Spurs are going to challenge this. All right. The Kansas City Royals just made a move. They just got Mark Canha from the Milwaukee Brewers. That's a good move for them. I don't know who they gave up, but it sounds like a pretty good move. Continue to like and subscribe, folks, and continue to hit the bell icon, too. And that way you'll know when we go live. Share. Okay. Good. Celtics, they have the best record in the Atlantic Division. Can we bring back divisions in the NBA? I know that they're there, but they only matter if you have a 3-headed tiebreaker, which makes no sense. That's the only time divisions mean anything. I think that if we had division winners, I actually think that would actually enhance the game. I think it would make it even more so entertaining. I do. I think that the more times you add teams in, the more players are going to actually be playing now because it's more competitive. And so they're not going to be taking their foot as much off the gas pedal during certain times of the season. And that's the thing I like about, having 4 or 5 teams. I think 8 is too much. But what say you? Do you think that that's a bad take? How do you feel about that? Sixers the Spurs won their challenge, and so there was no foul committed, and it's Spurs ball. Johnson gives it down low. There's a shot that goes up by Stephon Castle, and a shooting foul with 1:04 left in the first quarter, and Castle will head to the line. Hood-Schifino is guilty for committing the foul. So, yeah, give me your thoughts about that. I just shared the feed on Facebook, and we'll continue at least a day on my Facebook page. That That right there is help. That's help. See? That's all you got to do. You're already doing too much. You are. I, again, appreciate that. That right there is help. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Yo, you're pretty good, and I'll love to be a part of your community. You don't mind adding me on Discord? No, I got you, man. Indrizia, what's going on, my friend? How are you? So the Sixers, they make both free throws. Wesley tries to go to the cup, and he's fouled by Hood Schifino. Sorry, the Spurs made both free throws, and then they got a steal, and then the foul was committed on the Sixers again. See, this is what happens when you're doing 6 jobs at once. Yeah, let me add you, my guy. Let me put on Twitch over here. Thank you so much for stopping by. My name is Jason Joseph. I do Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles games on here. That's what I do. I want to try to do some more sports. Council comes away with a steal. Council will solo it, and he throws it down with the left hand. That's what happens when you get an athletic guy. And you play the younger guys, Nick Nurse. 27-26. 25 seconds left in the first quarter. 13 seconds separating the shot clock from the game clock. Low drive down low, and another late foul called on Philadelphia. Okay, let's go to our Twitch page. Good. That's up. That's here. Okay. Let's go to our Twitch page. Drizia is here. My Discord name. Let me make you a mod on here, first of all, because that's really cool. How do I make people mods again? I'm still getting used to Discord. First foul shot by Blake Wesley is good. Second foul shot. He knocks it down as well. Excellent. It's 20-26. 12 and a half seconds left to go in the first quarter. Sixers have it. Hood Schifino is over at the logo. 5 seconds left on the game clock. Shot clock's unplugged. Hood Schifino steps back, tries to hit our near wing 3. He airballs it, and that's going to wrap up the first quarter. Sixers down by 2 as they head into quarter number 2. It's 20-26 out in San Antonio. Okay. How to make someone a mod on Twitch. /mod. Okay, there it is. Command. Yeah. Okay, I got you. I got you. Mod. Pulled up. Andres. Is this going to work? Andresia underscore bold thacking. Invalid username. Oh, it's in just. I'm so sorry. /mod username. It's Indrizia underscore. Indriza. INDRIZA underscore 0. It says invalid username. I'm going to invite. Oh, wait, hold up. First, I'm going to follow you. Ugh. There it is. I got you as a mod. I figured out another way. I got you as a mod. There we go. It needs to stay 2 quarters. Yeah, again, nothing I can do about that. That's according to sportsscoresbot.com. I know everybody says it to me. Everybody yells at me. Just kidding. Nobody yells at me. But yeah, there's nothing I can do about that. That's not mine. It's nice that I'm able to get this. It always says halftime between quarters. Yep, thanks. Thanks, Mod. You're the best. You're the best. 28-26. Spurs lead it by 2. Jalen Hood-Schifino gets the rock back. Sixers have Hood-Schifino, and there's another catch-and-shoot three-pointer. That's no good. And rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs again. Spurs have gone field goal-less over the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Catch-and-shoot tray by Blake Wesley. He can't knock it down. And it's rebounded by the Philadelphia 76ers. Hood-Schifino from long distance. Nope. And rebound again by Stephon Castle. Castle down the lane. Gets his defender on a pump fake, but still rimmed short on the little layup. Sixers trying to drive it inside. What a pass from Chuma Okeke to O'Shea Brissett. And that makes it 30-28. Jane, stop yelling at me. Jesus, JJ, fix the damn scoreboard. There, you yelled at me. 30-28. Sixers down by 2. Hood-Schifino gets it back for the Sixers. Bad pass. Intercepted by Julian Champagnie. And Sandro Mamukelshavi is going to throw it over towards the near side. And there's a catch-and-shoot trifecta. Nope. The second time is up. Jackpot. Got it. Blake Wesley from a big 3 off of the rebound by Sandro. Council with a tray on the other side. He can't answer back. And it's rebounded by the San Antonio Spurs. 5-point lead for San Antonio. Another catch-and-shoot 3 by Johnson. It's good as gold. He hits it from the far wing and nails it from 26 feet. The Sixers are just 3 for 13 from downtown. The Spurs are shooting 50%, making 6 out of 12. Here's another Hood-Schifino drive, and he makes a layup as he hits the backboard, and it goes in off the window. 36-30. We got 2 subs, baby! We are 59 subscribers away from getting to 5K. Let's go. If you are tuning in over on Twitch, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button as well. We do Sixers, Phillies, and Eagles games on this channel. We're also trying to do some more sports, trying to do some more games besides just the Philly ones. Walker almost gets it knocked away, throws it into the front court, but they're going to call a backcourt violation, I think. And it is, yes. 36-30. 9 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in this second quarter. The Spurs have an 18-16 record at home, so they are 2 games above 500, and while on the road, it's been a totally different story. They have gone 11-23. Not such good wins and losses there. The Spurs with Champagnie from long distance. Oh boy, he got it. 39-30. Here's a drive over towards the lane by Council, and the layup is no good. However, there's a very late whistle called on Blake Wesley, and we have some more free throws coming up. Kyle Gibson, just breaking news from Bob Nightingale, is back with the Baltimore Orioles. They have agreed to terms with Kyle Gibson, but Bob Nightingale also says they also were in talks with veteran Lance Lynn. If the Phillies didn't have a 5th starter, I would take Lance Lynn, but I don't think that they need him, to be honest with you. Could have used him a couple years ago. Foul shot number 1 is good. Foul shot number 2 by Ricky Council, the 4th. It's good, too.
Excellent.
8-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Castle throws it away as he tried to knife his way into the lane and then looked to kick it out. Lonnie Walker with a steal. Walker to Council. Council to Okike. And another foul called on the Spurs. I've never understood, somebody takes it right over to the cup. They get by traffic. And then they just pass it outside. I never understood why you would do something like that. You're making the game harder than it has to be. Was Castle covered a little bit? He kind of was. I'm not saying that he had the best lane to make a shot there, but it just kind of entered into my mind. I thought maybe he could have initiated some contact there, but I've never understood why sometimes you just complicate things, and you just got by 4 guys. Just take the layup. Shoot it. 39-31. Sandro Mamukelashvili is over on the bench now. Hood Shafino, first free throw. Yes. The second free throw. That is also good as well.
Excellent.
It's a 7-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Wesley with a kick-out three-pointer. Swish goes the basketball. Sixers cannot guard the perimeter. They need help there. The Spurs are 4 for 6 from long distance. 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in quarter number 2. Sixers have it, a catch-and-shoot 3. That is up and no good, and it goes out of bounds again. 42-32 Spurs. The over-under for today is 231.5 points. It actually just went down to 235. Do we think it's going over or under, folks? Sochan over on the far wing. Now dribbles it over towards the foul line extended. Dumps it back off over to Champagne. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Champagne gives it back over to Castle. Castle loses the ball. What a steal by the Sixers. Counts to the fourth. Coming in towards the far sideline. Goes down the lane. Tries to hit a layup. And he's fouled very hard. Boy, he almost hit his head on that hardwood like the other night when Lonnie Walker, the fourth, did the same exact thing. But thank goodness he didn't land on his head. It was just on the very top of his back. And so we have another foul called. A lot of fouls in this game so far between the Philadelphia 76ers and the San Antonio Spurs. Both teams playing very physical. 8 fouls already. And the first free throw is a swisher. If you're looking for an alternative, an alt to radio or cable, and are a Phillies freak, this is the best play-by-play caller in the business. Please check out Jason the Call Joseph at Play-by-Play with JJ. Or hit me up at 1-800-Play-by-Play today. It's funny. It actually could be PBP today. Yeah, that could be a thing. 42-34 as the free throws are good. Spurs have the ball. Barnes catches, puts up a tray. Close but no cigar. And it goes out of bounds. And it's last touched by the Sixers. We're on YouTube. We're trying to get to 5,000 subs by MLB opening day. Go Philadelphia Phillies. He calls all the other games too, no matter the time or the day. Wait, hold up. I got to read that correct. Trying to get to 5,000 subs by MLB opening day. Go Philadelphia Phillies. He calls all the games, no matter the time or day. I think that was the best way I could read that little poem. But I appreciate that. 45-34. Devin Vassell, another three-pointer. That's how they get to an 11-point lead. Spurs up 45-34. 6:50 left in the second quarter. Sixers have the ball. Yabusele with a lot of daylight. A near-corner trifecta. And Harrison Barnes lets it bounce and catches it right after it hits the hardwood. Sixers trying to play defense as going underneath the basket is Harrison Barnes, or Blake Wesley, that is. And Wesley gets it knocked away. Quentin Grimes says that the Sixers should review this, and they are. They're going to challenge this because Grimes is trying to plead a case and say it was actually last touched by Blake Wesley. So another timeout taken. As the Sixers will challenge. Asia's here. What's going on, Asia? How are ya? How are you, Asia? What's up, Stoney? Stoney's also back. All right, let's write this down. Let's write this guy's name on Discord. You don't mind adding me on Discord? I got you, man. Indriza_O. Let's add him on Discord. Indriza. How do I add my friends? It would be very helpful if I actually knew how to use some of these platforms here. Where is it? How do I add friends again? People. Indriza_. Oh, wait. Oh, no, that's not what it is. Bold. Thick. Bold the King. Bold the King. I think that's how you do it. Let me know if you got it. This account is no longer active. Wait, hold up. That's weird. Okay, whatever. Maybe it was a bot. That's probably what it was. 45-34, Spurs up by 11. Hi, Asia. I just said hello to you. You probably missed that. 45-34. But hello. Hello again. Sixers lead. Sixers are actually down by 11 points. 6 minutes and 25 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Grimes gets it over on the far elbow, kicks it out to Gershon Yabusele. He fakes the dump-off pass. Yabu goes downhill, and he hits the reverse layup and puts the Sixers down by 9. Champagne with the nice little fancy schmancy moves goes down the lane, kicks it out to Harrison Barnes for a far wing tray. And the basketball gods say no. Sixers get a rebound. Grimes trying to go coast to coast, and he gets it blocked over on the other side by the Spurs. Vassell says no, no, no. Champagne again trying to get downhill. It's pickpocketed by the Sixers, but we have another foul issued on Philadelphia. Grimes is looking up at the Jumbotron, and he's saying, where's the foul? It's been a very long first half, it feels like. It does. Feels like it's been a long first half so far. It is 45-36. Philadelphia is down by 9. Chris Paul comes back on in. Sochan gets the alley-oop pass from Stephon Castle, and on the receiving end, puts the Spurs back up by 11 points. Edwards knifing his way through the lane. Dribbles through contact, puts up a layup, and a foul called on the Spurs again. The money line now for Philadelphia is at plus 425. This is where the Sixers post defense just has issues. because, again, they're small and they don't really have a lot of athleticism. They don't really have a lot of height out there. So they do have a lot of athletic wings, but this is where they could use a little bit of height. Edwards is at the line, makes the first free throw, scored all 8 of his points in the first quarter, and knocks down both free throws here in quarter number 2.
Excellent.
47-38 is the score. It's a 9-point lead for the Spurs. Spurs have Jeremy Sochan, Harrison Barnes, Chris Paul, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson as their starting 5. Sochan gets it blocked underneath the basket the first time by Yabusele. He comes back up with his own rebound, though. Tries to get a little bit of daylight and puts it back up and in. And makes it now 49-38. Jeremy Sochan with 10 and 6. That's rebounds. 6 rebounds and 10 points. Edwards with a bounce pass to Yabusele. He wants to take on Devin Vassell, and that's an easy mismatch. They call that cheese. And so Yabusele able to hit the deuce. Sixers with a steal. Grimes, 2-on-1. A dump off pass to Yabusele, who goes in the driver's seat and throws it down. Sixers trying to keep both guys for next year, Grimes and Yabusele, but they have a little two-man connection, and they decrease the deficit to 7. And we have another foul called on Chuma Okeke. So Yabusele and Justin Edwards each have 10 points in this game. Council is 7. Council today, though, is a -9. Hood Shafino's a -9. Their whole entire bench is not a -9, but it's a -8 when you do the averages. Adembona has not even entered into the game tonight. I think that the Sixers are sticking to a 9-man rotation because Oubre is also out. He has not played either. Foul shot number 1 is good, and foul shot number 2, that is also very good too. Grimes already with 5 points. He's shooting 2 for 4 from the field in this game so far. Grimes gets it back. He'll step back. He'll light it up from 3. And it's just a little bit to the left of the rim. Spurs trying to answer back with a 2. And they do. 53-42. Nice little layup by Keldon Johnson as he tried to be the maestro, if you will, and get some space. Grimes turns it over. It's the one thing about Grimes is that he can turn the ball over at times. Spurs have the ball. Vassell's at the top of the key. He's in the paint, and he throws it away. It was supposed to go back outside to Harrison Barnes, but he was cutting over towards the top of the key, and he overran the play. So it's Sixers ball again. Thank you very, very much. Happy birthday to Stoney. It's so good to see you on here, my friend. How are you today? That was my next question. 53-42, and we have a timeout taken by the San Antonio Spurs. I'll be back in just a few moments. Hit that thumbs up button, guys. Also, just wanted to remind you all that we do have channel memberships. They're $2.99 a month. Okay? How do I become a channel member, JJ? That's a very good question. That's a very, very good question. I will pull it up. I will give you a link. You can also gift memberships. Everybody forgets this. You know, if you don't want to gift, if you don't want to do super chats or anything, you're always more than welcome to gift memberships too. Okay, so a membership, in order to join, this is the link. I'm going to post it right now once I get the spinning wheel out of here. Actually, maybe just Control C. Yep, that's better. Memberships, they're right here. It's $2.99 a month. What do you get with a membership? You get access to some really cool emojis. We'll also try to do some more extracurricular videos. Extracurricular activities, just kidding. Extra videos. We'll try to post some more of those on here. But yeah. I'm looking at the out-of-town scores. The Washington Wizards right now are down by 30. It's 115-85 in the fourth quarter with 5.5 minutes to go. The Mavericks lead it by 2 against the Detroit Pistons. It's 26-24 with 3:23 left in the first quarter. The Thunder have a 19-point advantage against the Charlotte Hornets with 2:39 left in the second quarter. The Timberwolves have a 14-point lead against the New Orleans Pelicans. It's 59-45 in the second quarter as well. The Heat are trailing by 1 point to the Houston Rockets with 2 minutes and 52 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. At 9:30 tonight, Boston will be playing out in Utah. Danny Ainge will be facing his former team. Boston also just got a new owner, by the way. Important to note that. At 10 o'clock, the Cleveland Cavaliers will be in the West Coast and taking on the Phoenix Suns. And then the Denver Nuggets are out in Portland playing at the Moda 1 Arena. Is it the Moda 1 Arena? Oh, sorry, they call it, no, it's not the Frostbank Center. I want to see what this is. There it is. Yeah, the Moda Center. I was thinking of the Golden One Center. The Moda 1 Center out in Portland. The Moda Center in Portland. Gosh. There we go. Better. 53 points to 42. Sixers trail by 11. And there's a foul initially as the ball was inbounded over to Jared Butler. He tried to cross on over. Lost his handles, and actually a jump ball is what's called. My mistake. It's Butler going up against Keldon Johnson. Johnson does have the height advantage. Johnson wins the tip-off and gets it into the hands of Stephon Castle, and the Spurs will go from right to left. Spurs have like a light blue uniform on with white padding on the shoulders. Another three-pointer by Vassell, and he's human. And Justin Edwards comes away with his miss. Edwards tries to throw it over to Yabusele. Sochan got a hand on it and intercepted it like he was a safety. Sochan to Castle on the drive from the baseline corner all the way towards the cup. And the lead is increased to 13 points with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in quarter number 2. There's Walker again, passing it from the near wing to the far wing. He gives it back to Grimes, who catches and lights it up from 3 and knocks it down as well. 55-45 and 2 minutes and 12 seconds left remaining here in quarter number 2. Paul gives it over to Vassell. One more downhill to Sochan, and Sochan finishes with the little triangular play that they just ran. 57-47, Spurs up by 10. We have the Florida Gators. They just won. They just beat Norfolk State, so I'm sure we have somebody in the chat that's happy about that. And another foul is called as the Sixers tried to drive it inside, and Vassell is guilty for allowing that foul to occur. Excuse me. We got another sub. Thank you. 57-47, 90 seconds to go in the second quarter. Yabu dumps it off to Grimes. A little two-man game and another turnover by Grimes. He's had a lot in this game so far, or at least it feels like it. Sochan is trapped, gets by 2 defenders, and somehow is able to go towards the cup and throw down a two-handed jam. 59-47, Nick Nurse talking his talk over to the referee on the other side. Grimes dumps it back over to Lonnie Walker IV for a three-pointer. Good by Lonnie. And it's on the near wing. 59-50. Grimes tries to get a steal, and he cries wolf to the refs. And we have another foul, as that'll put the Sixers in the bonus. And the Spurs will go to the line. Excuse me. After this, I am going to take a very, very quick step off. Castle with 6 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds in this game so far. He's at the nail. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The first one, he gets it to fall. For the 15th time in Sidney Crosby's career, he just hit 25 goals. $60-50, San Antonio. My dad and I last night were talking about Alex Ovechkin. And so both of those guys drafted in the same class. Foul shot number 2 by the Spurs. Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Mitch Johnson certainly has to be happy about that. Yabusele finds Grimes, who goes sliding into the slot and goes into the lane and makes a dunk. He went behind the back door. Paul catches, puts up a three-pointer, and hits it from the logo. Chris Paul still has it in him. Doesn't matter how old he is. He could be 38. He could be 48 years old. He still looks like he's 28 to this day. 64-52. And we have a knocked ball out of the hands of Grimes, and it'll go out of bounds over towards the baseline. Sixers still retain possession. Yes, sir. 12-point lead for the Spurs. Yabu gets at the top of the key, dribbles with the right hand, goes down the right side of the baseline, gets it, blocked by Stephon Castle, and Chris Paul comes away with it, and the Spurs are in no particular hurry at all whatsoever. Paul past the midcourt line, goes towards the top of the key, dribbles with the left hand, gives it back to Vassell. Vassell's three-pointer is short, and the first half is over. Spurs lead it by 12, 64-52. They put up 28 points in the first quarter, 36 points in the second quarter. Sixers got to go back to the drawing board, and they'll be back in just a little bit. I'm going to take a 2-minute step off. All right, I need to get up and stretch. But guys, while we're in this little break here, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hit that little red subscribe button. It should be on the right side. It's just easy. All you got to do is click it, man. It is so simple. And I will see you all very, very soon. Don't go anywhere. going on, everybody? Hopefully you're all doing well and having yourselves a very fantastic day. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. Hopefully you're all doing very, very well. Yes, so we go live for Phillies, Sixers, and Eagles games on this channel. But we are also trying to do some other stuff as well. We're going to be doing some Sunday Night Baseball, which is really exciting, and I'm excited about that. And we're on the road to 5K. That's like the most important thing. Just hit the thumbs up button. Tell people about this channel. They're also, if you are tuning in on an iPhone, okay, I want us to do a little. I want us to do a little exercise here. Do you guys see a little red subscribe button on the bottom of your screen if you were on an iPhone, or if you're on a phone in general? If you're tuning in on the desktop, do you see it as well? Let me know if you see it on desktop and if you see it on mobile, because I implemented that little subscribe button and I didn't see it on my phone, but I see it on my desktop. So if somebody can verify that, I would very much appreciate that. So what has gone on in this first half so far to really talk about? Not really much. Yabu had a couple of nice shots. He's missing his threes, though, overall. I think that my big takeaway from today is that we have good pieces. I like some of these guys that we have. McLeod. Ricky Council the fourth today, 7 points, 4 rebounds. This guy can be a little bit erratic at times with the basketball. He's sort of kind of like Kelly Oubre Jr., but when he's great, it's fun to watch. When he gets a little bit reckless, it's not so fun, but we still appreciate the effort that he gives us on a night-to-night basis. I'm in the mindset now where I like the youth of this team. I think that next year there's a lot of potential with the Philadelphia 76ers. And I am looking right now when I'm watching this team as to what we got next year and what needs to happen during the offseason. That's where I am. So get ready to come back next year with better strength and make a deep playoff run with a nice young squad. And then it's a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, who's going to go? Hopefully Paul George is gone. I think that we all can agree on that. Joel Embiid, it'd be nice to move on from him, but it's going to be really tough to find the suitor for him. But we have a nice young foundation ahead of us. And next year, I'm thinking about some of these lineups, and I am just wondering, how some of this is going to fly by. I don't know if we're going to bring back Andre Drummond or not. I was having a conversation with my friend yesterday on the phone. But I still like Adembona. I still like Justin Edwards. I still really like Ricky Council. Always loved Kelly Oubre. Him being back next year would be great. I don't know if Gershon Yabusele is going to stay as much as I really want him to stay. That'd be awesome. If he can, perfect. If he doesn't, it is what it is. Somebody was telling me the other day, I don't want Gershon back because if Joel is healthy, that's our center. And first of all, Joel is not going to be healthy. I highly doubt it. If he is, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I don't know if this guy is going to put on the uniform again. I really don't. That's the truth. So I need us to look for other options. I need us to look for more size. We never could get the backup center correct. But Adembona as the only big guy that's out there, that's a problem. That is a problem. You can't have too many big guys, but you got to have some type of size. And you can't just go small. So I'm watching guys like Chuma Okike, and Chuma is not really a center. Okay, he's 6 feet 7 inches tall. Just looking at some other guys that are out there, and I'm like, well, we got to look into this. It's something that we have to look into, and I think that we'll talk a little bit more about that down the road. But overall, I'm very impressed with Jalen Hood-Schifino. Not in this game, but overall, with the athleticism that he does have. It's actually really nice that these younger guys are getting a spot to come up and play at a high level on a team that was supposed to be a championship contender. It's so bizarre. It's a very wild season for this team. But they have some nice, bright things in their future. The question becomes, will they make the right decisions and move on from the right players and give themselves a window moving forward? Now the mindset to me has to be where are we competing for a championship next year, or are we trying to make a new foundation? It's a very weird spot. You can't really have both. I don't think you can have both. I don't. The Eagles have done it, but the Eagles did that from building through the draft over the years. Like, they had pieces that were here for a while, and then they got new pieces. And I just don't think that Joel Embiid is, again, don't even know if he's going to be on a basketball court again. I just don't know if you can find a way to do both of those things. Get young and build a contender in 1 year. Thoughts about that? Let me know in the comments section. Stoney, I think we are still at the 5 pick. Pelicans have to win some, and we have to keep losing to get to the 4. Yes. It's a lottery, though. It's a lottery. If the regular season ended today, we would have the 5th best odds at getting the top pick, is essentially what goes on. It's not like wherever you are in the tank-a-thon standings is where your pick is going to be. You still got to spin the ping pong balls. And I'm a little bit worried about that. Actually, I'm not worried about it because we did a nice spin and we got the first damn pick. We saw it. Go back to that stream. You can go back there. Desktop, it works. Okay, good. Build a bench, don't sign, says J-Rep. Good, it works on the desktop. That's great. Nothing on the phone. Okay. Yeah, it must just be a desktop feature. So, I'm happy that it works, though, on the desktop because guess what? We have desktop users anyways. So, if they can see it, that's great. That's really great. Build a bench, don't sign, says J-Rep. Okay. Who is the guy we were trying to get? I can't remember his name and what team is he on, says Jane. If we're getting a pick, we're going after a guy named Ace Bailey. We're going after either Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is probably gonna not go into the NBA this year. I've heard a report from an ESPN insider. I can't remember his name right now, but they have said that Cooper, there's a chance that he might actually go back for another season because of NIL. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Ace Bailey, though, is definitely coming into the draft. And it would be very nice if we could find a way to get Ace Bailey. He's athletic, good shooter, explosive. That's what we want. Sixers are back in action. They got to play defense. Vassell for 3. No good. Sochan offensive rebound. The kickback outside to Chris Paul. And he nails it from the top of the key. Sixers turn it over as the ball goes out of bounds. Bad pass that was supposed to go to Justin Edwards. And they turn it on over. And they trail by a baker's dozen. 13-point lead for the San Antonio Spurs. Another three-pointer by Paul. Yes, sir! Chris Paul has led the Spurs on a 6-0 run. A 38-year-old putting the team on his back. Just what the doctor ordered for the Spurs. Here's Edwards, who throws it on away. It was supposed to go to Gershon Yabusele. Sochan with a steal. Paul outside to Barnes for three. No good. Yabusele rebound. Grimes on the outside. Goes downhill. Gets tripped up. The ball goes out of bounds. Ping-ponged. And it's going to be Philadelphia 76ers basketball. Ace Bailey or Cooper Flagg, got you. Thanks. Yes, sir. 70-54. Spurs lead it by 16. Chris Paul is just ridiculous. 9 points, 3 for 3 from downtown, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. And Paul dribbles it back over towards the Frost Bank Center, steps back, tries to give it up over to Vassell. Vassell shimmies, puts up a tray, and can't get it. And Butler comes up with his miss. Edwards for three. That one is right on target, and the Sixers are down by 13 again. Justin Edwards with a swisher all the way from the near wing. 70-57. Sixers trying to play defense again, but they fell asleep at the wheel as Sochan knifes his way into the lane, finishes with the right hand, and puts the Spurs back up by 15 points. Butler to Edwards, a lob pass inside over to Gershon Yabusele, who's double-teamed. He throws it, almost threw it away over towards the far corner, and driving it in towards the baseline, over towards the rack, is Jalen Hood-Schifino, and he makes the two. Nobody covered him on the outside, and he said, guess what, I'm just going to take it to the cup myself. And that's just exactly what he did. Paul with his third three. You bet! Spurs lead it by 16. That's the third three in this third quarter so far. Paul with 12 points, 9 in this third quarter alone. Edwards with his second three of the corner, and he answers back. A duel between Edwards and Paul. 13-point lead for the Spurs. Sixers trying to play catch-up. Yabusele gets a steal, but they call it back, and they say foul on Philadelphia. Florida Gators whooped butt. Yes, they did. Absolutely, they did. We need 58 more subscribers to help us get to 5K before MLB opening day, baby. All right, Spurs will try to drive it inside. Castle wanted to try to go downhill, couldn't get it. Sixers get the rebound. Grimes with a three-pointer. It was a little bit short. The ball goes out of bounds. Paul and Grimes tried to fight for it, and they'll say that it's Spurs ball. I think Paul maybe just got his pointer on it, but the refs say no. They say otherwise. Spurs with Barnes for three. No. Castle gets the rebound. Dips it all the way over towards the outside. Is that Paul for another three? It is! 12 points by Chris Paul in the third quarter, and we're not even 5 minutes through the third so far. 78-62. Again, it doesn't matter how old he is. He's just shooting at a very high rate again, averaging 8 points per game this year off the bench, and he's still 8th in the league in assists. Just ridiculous. 78-64. Vassell at the nail, gives it back down low over to Sochan, and Sochan's layup is good. Paul also did have 12 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds in his last game, and just continues to do it all on the offense and on the defensive side, too. Also had a block against those Knicks. And we have a timeout taken by the San Antonio Spurs. Chris Paul feeling himself, and we go into a timeout. San Antonio, let's go, baby. San Diego. Chris Paul. 39 years old, from Wake Forest. Chris Paul is my favorite NBA player that I've ever seen. He is my personal favorite NBA player. I loved watching him when he was on the Clippers. I saw the end of his New Orleans Hornet days. But when he and Blake Griffin were on the Clippers, Lob City with him, DeAndre Jordan, Matt Barnes, Jamal Crawford, J.J. Redick, that team was such a squad. Chauncey Billups, I think, was on that team, and so was Eric Bledsoe. How they did not win a championship with those guys is just ridiculous. But also, we all know who was head coach of the team, Doc Rivers. But still, it's pretty wild. And Chris Paul is just one of those traditional point guards, one of those floor generals that can just conduct offenses like he's conducting an orchestra. You know, gets the strings, the violins, and then you got the flutes going on the other side. He's so good at just distributing the ball and figuring out how to get every single key piece involved into the orchestra. So, there's my love for Chris Paul. I don't really talk about it. It's not necessarily like it's a guilty pleasure because I love Chris Paul. I do. But, yeah. A guy that doesn't drink, a guy that also loves to bowl and loves to give back to the community, was president of the Players Association as well, still is president of the Players Association, and yeah, just a good dude, a very good dude. How many career points does he have? He has 22,885 career points, Chris Paul. And I don't know where that ranks on the NBA all-time list. I will actually look that up right now. Let's see. Let's go to Basketball Reference. Chris Paul is currently, wait, how many did I say? 22,885. So he is currently 41st. He's above Damian Lillard. Okay. But he's also second on the all-time assist list, I believe. Certainly in the top 5. Gershon Yabusele starts things off out of the timeout with a layup himself. It's 80-66. And, well, the Spurs respond with another 2. It's from Harrison Barnes, former Golden State Warrior and Sacramento Kings player. He's been around in the league for a while. Sixers have the ball again. Hood Schifino heads over towards the lane, gives it back to Butler. Butler tries to zigzag into the lane and can't get the layup. Gershon Yabusele comes up with the loose change and puts it back up and puts it in. 14-point deficit for the 76ers. The ball gets blocked. It's intercepted by Yabusele. And here comes Quentin Grimes, parting the Red Sea, laying it up and in with the right hand, underhanded scoop. It's 82-70, 6 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Sixers have got to play defense. They have Chris Paul on their watch. Paul to Sochan in the lane, and Sochan is fouled hard. That was like a running back going after a safety, a linebacker, if you will. And that was Gershon Yabusele, who is getting committed for the foul. Sochan's a pretty strong dude. You know? Grimes leading the way for the Sixers with 14 points. Actually, Edwards is leading the way with 18. Grimes with 14 and Yabu with 14. Jeremy Sochan has 18 points. But in this third quarter, it's been Chris Paul who has scored 12 of his 15. First foul shot, no good. Yeah. Oh, yes. We're going to make sure that we spam the babies every time we score a run. The baby boomers. Baby's booming. There we go. I like that. Kaboom goes the baby. I like that. Keldon Johnson for a 3. Yabusele comes up with a rebound, and the ball goes out of bounds. and it should be Sixers ball again. The Spurs, they lead it currently by 10. Their largest lead was 16, in case you are wondering. Yes, sir. Grimes on the outside. Looks to pass it downhill over to Gershon Yabusele. Yabu trying to take his defender, the Septa. He tried to get a little bit fancy with a behind-the-back bounce pass, and he thought Butler was there. Nope, it was Sochan. Sochan goes over towards the rim. Rejected by Okike. Grimes goes downhill, makes the layup, and it's an 8-point game. Chuma Okike, when flying in the air, denied Jeremy Sochan's dunk, and that led to beautiful offense by the Philadelphia 76ers. 83-75, Spurs up by 8. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Sochan with a foul line jumper. He airballs it. It was good defense by the Sixers. Baby boomers. Well, like my mom, I will be saying to her, yeah, baby boomer. Kyle Schwarber hits a home run. Here goes the boomer. Here comes the boom with the baby coming out of a can. That's funny. 83-75, and we have a foul called. And Grimes will head back to the line. Won't be doing any limes. But he's going to the line. Baby goes the dynamite. Yes, sir. I was thinking that too. Bring out the babies. Schwarber goes deep. It's going. It's gone. Bring out the babies. 83-75. 8-point lead for the Spurs. Second foul shot by Quentin. It is good as gold.
Excellent.
I also could have said a chime for Grimes. I kind of like that too. Little laser from 3 by the Spurs. Way too strong by Sandro. Council on the glass. Gets the board. Grimes knifing his way through the lane. Goes downhill. Makes the layup as he kisses it off the glass, and a timeout by the Spurs. Let's go. Oh, this is nice. Very, very good. Let's go Sixers, baby. Let's go. Nice. Houston, Texas, Dave. What's going on, my friend? How are you? Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Everybody that's on here. Oh, Quentin Grimes, you're so fine, you blow my mind. Yo, Quentin. Yo, Quentin. We could, I want to see how much tickets are for the Sixers games coming on up. Actually, no. I want to look at the brackets. Let's do that right now. Let's see how good I'm doing so far with my bracket. All right? I'm going to go through each one. Let's check my bracket right now for the men's. And then I got the women's too, but I want to do the men's right now. Auburn. Yes. Creighton. Yes. UC San Diego. Yale. Also incorrect. North Carolina. ISU. Got that right. What else? The Gators. Got that right. Memphis. Got that wrong. Maryland. That's right. Missouri. They lost to Drake. Still can't believe it. Texas Tech. Kentucky. They lost to Arizona. St. John's. Duke. Baylor. Oregon. Oh, wait, no, not yet. VCU. That's incorrect. Wisconsin. Wisconsin was right. Alabama. Houston. Gonzaga. Clemson. That was an upset. I'm sure a lot of people got that wrong. Purdue. And Kentucky. Utah State. Incorrect. And Tennessee. Correct. 85-78. So that's not really good so far. I did not do a good job. Here's a little layup that's up, and that's good. It's 85-80 as Justin Edwards knocks down a 2, and it's a 5-point game with 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes and 30 seconds to go. And we are in the third quarter. Sixers come away with a steal. It's by Jared Butler. Butler finds Council. He's set free, but Council gets fouled from behind. And that was a pretty good foul there, not going to lie. We'll have some more free throws. I picked Georgia and Clemson. Yep. So far, not so good for JJ. That's fine. It is what it is. Sorry, if y'all were expecting me to win this bracket, I'm sorry I didn't come through for you. The women's, I'll check that in a little bit. It's still the first day of the women's bracket, though. 85-81. San Antonio leads it by 4. Council is at the nail. First free throw, no good, excuse me. Second foul shot by Ricky Council IV. It is good.
Excellent.
Vassell outside. Sochan for 3. In and out it goes. And Ricky Council IV leaps up for the board. Council trying to penetrate. And he hesitates. Gives it over to Quentin Grimes at the top of the key. Grimes thinking 3. Puts it up a shot. And it's airballed. Who touched it last, though? It'll be Philadelphia ball. They said that the Spurs got a little piece of it. If you could believe your eyes. You got New Mexico? What? You got New Mexico? Damn. Butler gets the inbound pass. He's over on the perimeter. He's looking to pass it over to Council. Council from the pod for 3. Got it! Holy cow! Ricky Council IV just hit one from the logo, and we are tied 85-85. Sixers were down by as many as 16, and they've tied it up. The Spurs with a tray, and they get some breathing room. That was a clutch 3 on the near corner, and that makes them go back up by 3. It was Julian Champagne. We have a whistle called against the San Antonio Spurs. It is a foul on the floor. Council from 29 feet says, attention, Philadelphia 76ers. The Council has arrived. 88-85. Philadelphia is down by 3. Boy, oh boy. Grimes with 22 points in 28 minutes. Hasn't really looked too sharp today, which is really funny to say because this is a guy who has, only been averaging 9 points per game ever since before he came over here, and now his points per game is up to 13.5. It was actually, from 8.2 to 13.5. Just ridiculous. Here's a shot that's no good. Spurs get a rebound. Johnson trying to take it all the way to the house, and he's fouled very hard. We need 58 more subscribers, baby, in order for us to get to 5,000 subs. 2:09 left to be played in the third quarter. And Johnson at the charity stripe. First one, he bricks it. By the way, in case you are wondering, the Pelicans are down by 24 points to the Minnesota Vikings, the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is not football, JJ. This isn't baseball. There's no crying in baseball. This is basketball. Even though this basketball team makes me cry at times, there's still no crying. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Doughton Jr. will give it over to Yabusele. Yabu with a kick out over to Hood Schifino. Hood Schifino gets it back, puts up a three, and cashes in. 89-88. Jalen Hood Schifino trying to fight for his life. Played very well with the Blue Coats this year, and finally is getting some playing time with all the injuries that the Sixers have had to deal with this year. Vassell trying to get some space. Drives it towards the right side. Bounce pass in the interior, and the shot is up and in. Oh, what a nice play by Devin Vassell. He was able to provide the dish to Julian Champagnie again. Spurs back up by a trace. Sixers have O'Shea Brissett back out there. Grimes backs up over towards the logo. There's 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Dribbles with the left hand, crosses over towards the right hand, throws it downhill over to Gershon Yabusele, who goes falling down like a domino, but still puts it up and in. He got pushed too, and they didn't even want to call it. The refs drew the whistle. It's 91-90, a 24-9 run by the Sixers over the last 5 minutes and 50 seconds. Another three by the Spurs, and it dances out at the very last second. 40 seconds left to go. Council gets it knocked loose, and a very late reaching foul called on the San Antonio Spurs. And I think that the Sixers will get some free throws. Does that put them in the bonus? Hold up 1 second. It does not. Yabu will get the inbound pass. Dumps it back off over to Grimes. Grimes looking to try to get creative on offense here. He'll dish it out to Council, and Council's three-pointer is good as gold. Sixers already heating up from downtown. They're cooking on all cylinders, and they lead it by 2 points. 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. 3 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. They have outscored the Spurs 36-27 in this third period so far. Still 5 seconds left to go. Vassell with a baseline J. Turns around. Can't hit it. The ball gets volleyballed into the hands of Vassell. Vassell with a prayer. And with 0.1 seconds left on the game clock, a very late foul called again. Some of these foul calls have just been like, it feels like 2 or 3 seconds after what should have been the foul call. And actually, the Sixers got fouled. It was a loose ball foul, I assume. And that's going to put them at the line. Sixers are up by 2. Again, this does not help their tank-a-thon chances. They're right now in 6th place. They're behind Brooklyn. First foul shot is in to make it 94-91 by Jalen Hood Schifino. We'll have to double check that. The drive to 5 continues. Yes, it does now. It absolutely does. 94-91. Second foul shot. Good. And that's going to wrap up the third quarter.
Excellent.
All right. We go into the fourth quarter. Philadelphia leads it by 4. All right. I'm going to ask you a trivia question. Okay? If you get it right, you'll hear this. If you get it wrong, you'll hear this. Okay. Where does Chris Paul rank on the all-time steals list? Anybody know? Speaking of Chris Paul, where does Chris Paul rank on the all-time steals list? 15 seconds left. 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Where does Chris Paul rank on the all-time steals list in the NBA? The right answer is not 1. Is it 2? Yes. It is 2. Jane just got it right at the buzzer. Yes. And he has a total of 2,700 steals. 2,700. He needs 5,605 to tie John Stockton, which is not going to happen. LeBron is actually 6th on the all-time steals list. But yes, Chris Paul is 2nd on the all-time steals list. And do you know where he is on the all-time assist list? Let's ask that one. Where's Chris Paul ranking on the all-time assist list? Dan Bruce says, let's blow this lead. That is the spirit, my friend. That is the spirit. This is the organization, though, right? This is not on the players. This is where Nick Nurse needs to come on in. John Stockton was a defensive wizard. John Stockton is one of the best point guards of all time. He's number 2, in my opinion. 95-91, Sixers up by 4. And we have a foul called within the first 9 seconds. The Sixers got the ball. Chris Paul is 2nd on the assist list. That is correct. And he needs how many? Less than 2,000 to tie John Stockton in that too. He has 12,427 assists. Here's a catch-and-shoot 3 by the Spurs, and they cut the deficit to 1. It's Blake Wesley from a 3. Dude. 95-94. Edwards out there trying to drive it inside. The layup is up, and he's fouled. Did not go in. Justin Edwards will head over to the line. Sixers are 11-24 when they are playing on the road. Sixers have lost to the Spurs 59 times and have only won 47. First time that they actually played the Spurs, they lost 121-118, and that was back on October 22nd of 1976. That's a high-scoring game back then. Holy cow. That's a really high-scoring game. The foul shot is good to make it 96-94. First one, he missed it, but the second one, he got it to go. It's a 2-point game. We've only played 40 seconds in this fourth quarter so far. Sochan has it, goes downhill, gives it back to Paul for a corner 3-pointer, and he's human. And the Sixers get a rebound from Justin Edwards. Edwards on the drive to the basket. Initiates the contact. Whistles remain silent, but he makes the 2, and the Sixers are back up by 4 points. 98-94, and Paul gets it on the wing. Kicks it outside the Barnes. Barnes looking for somebody to give it back to. He finds Paul wide open on the near corner, and Paul hits the 3. So Paul found Barnes over on that same side. Then Barnes just drove it inside. Paul went underneath the basket, went back on the outside in the same spot that Barnes was before, and just made a huge 3. Okay, the Sixers trying to get some contact as O'Shea Brissett goes downhill, kisses it high off the backboard, and it goes down the drain with ease. 197. Castle for 2 and 1. Stefan Castle with a floater inside. Gets off balance and still is able to make it through all that physicality that he had to deal with in the trenches from Ricky Council IV. Castle today, 10 points and 10 assists as well. Paul has 4 rebounds and 3 assists, and Stefan Castle has just been making the plays throughout this entire game. By the way, Chris Paul is now 6 for 7 from 3. Wild. The foul shot to try to tie the game. Good.
Excellent.
2 teams have reached the century mark, and they're both tied with 10:05 to go in the fourth quarter. Hood Schifino passes it to Council, and Council breaks the ice as he hits the 3 on the near wing and ropes it to give the Sixers the lead 103-100. Castle trying to take on his defender, Hood Schifino. He spins, he turns, he gets by him, and just could not finish it. Oh, he had him right on the ropes. And yet the Sixers got a rebound. Edwards in the paint, trying to go for 2. The basketball gods say no. And Yabu gets the offensive rebound, tries to go back up with it, and he is fouled in the act of shooting. Man, Stefan Castle had his defender Justin Edwards beaten. He tried to spin past him, then went over towards his left side with the left hand, and all he had to do was just put the layup up and in, and he just hit the bottom of the rim and just mistimed it, not by much. 103-100, Yabu at the line for a pair of free throws, and he leaves one on the board as it is way too strong. Sixers are 13 for 19 from the foul line, and the Spurs are 11 for 14. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. Sixers trying to go up by 2 possessions. Yabu hesitates, penetrates, hits the front of the rim, and he puts it back up and in to make it 104-100. Here's a layup by Castle again. He misses another bunny, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Spurs. Stefan Castle trying to get his head in the game, and yet the ball swivels out for the second time. Sixers with a layup. It's good by Edwards, or Council that is, and we have a timeout taken by San Antonio, so they want to regather themselves. Let's open the window. All right. Let's open this window. Actually, the window is open. We'll open it a little bit more. Thanks, Stefan. Going back to that game, the first time that the Sixers played against the Spurs, Doug Collins actually had 30 points in that game. George McGinnis had 29. Played in 42 minutes. He had 15 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 steal in that game as well. For the Spurs, leading the way for them, they had Billy Paultz. And Paultz had 27 points in 29 minutes. Also had George Gervin. I forgot that George Gervin was on the Spurs. He played 29 minutes, and he had 19 points in that outing. Council has 20 points in this game coming off the bench. This is one of his best performances that he's had in a while. And he's only played in 17 minutes. I think, and I'm going to go back to this, I think that is a season high for Ricky Council. And it is. It is a season high. Who else can't wait for Happy Gilmore 2? I hope it's good. I do. I hope it's good. I'm excited. I know it doesn't sound like I'm excited, but I am. Make sure you guys like. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel as well. Sixers lead at 106-100. Ershani Yabusele has 17 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists in this outing. And he's played in 29 minutes, averaging 10.5 points per game. He'll be 30 in December. This guy was drafted by Boston back in 2016. We all know the story. He went overseas and then finally got a contract because of how great he played in the Olympics of this past year. It's one of the cool stories I think an NBA player has had. I mean, Joel Embiid's story is awesome. But this was just, all was... This guy had to come back into the NBA, and he came back better than ever. And he had to go overseas, change his whole entire lifestyle, learn a language and move. And, it's really cool. 106-102 as the Spurs get a deuce. And the Philadelphia 76ers get the ball back. Edwards over to Chuma Okeke. He was very hot from 3 in his last game. Only has 4 points in this outing here. Yabusele trying to take on Harrison Barnes. He'll try to post him up. He spins, he turns, he goes up with a baby hook, and gets it to go. Swishes it over from the paint. 108-102. Barnes tries to drive it inside, and Yabusele gets called for a shooting foul. All right, where is it? There it is. It's 108-102. 8 minutes and 27 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. Barnes at the line, and Barnes cashes it in. Oof. Barnes is averaging 11.5 points per game, along with 5 rebounds and 2 assists against the Philadelphia 76ers. Knocks down the second free throw and makes it a 4-point game. Edwards gets the ball knocked loose, but a travel is called right before that, and the Spurs will get the ball back. Sixers have a huge advantage with every loss. The Nets and Raptors play each other twice. That's 2 guaranteed wins by the 2 teams who play each other. Yes, sir. It's a good take by Eden Doherty. So the ball, as Wesley tries to go into the lane again, got it knocked loose, and it's Sixers ball as it goes out of bounds. 108-104. Edwards going downhill like a locomotive, and he still can't make the layup. Edwards, though, tries to come up with a steal, and he gets it back. Paul tries to give it up over to Castle, and Paul gets it knocked away. And Gershon Yabusele makes the layup. It's a 6-point lead for the 76ers. Gershon now with 21 points. And he's 10 for 15 from the field. Paul throws it away. Council finds Edwards. He's set free, and he throws down a left-handed rimmer to make it 112-104. And the Spurs call for time again. Love to see the young guys balling. Spurs are down to 2 timeouts. All right, I think it's time to, if you're Nick Nurse, I think it's time to put in Lonnie Walker and Jalen Hood-Schifino. I do. I think you got to do what you got to do. And Hood-Schifino is back out there, but Lonnie Walker isn't. Grimes isn't even in there. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, baby. Other out-of-town scores. We got the Oklahoma City Thunder up 123-92. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves leading at 116-82. There's 6 minutes left in both of those games. Detroit is down by 3 to the Dallas Mavericks in the third quarter, and there's about 7 minutes to go in that quarter. Boston leads it by 14 against the Utah Jazz. They just ended the first quarter. And the Rockets are up by 1 with 8 minutes left in that game. The Magic won 120 to 105. And those are all the scores of games that either occurred or of games that are going on right now. We still have 3 late window games at 10 o'clock and 10:30 included. Sixers have 4 20-point scores today. Grimes, Yabu, Edwards, and Council. There's not really much that Nick Nurse can do here, you know? There's not really much. So, if they win this game, from the organization perspective, I will be upset. But from the players' perspective, I'll be happy. I like these young guys. I do. I am a huge fan of Justin Edwards. I'm a big fan of Yabusele. He's not a young guy, but still not a guy that you're going to probably go to next year if you have Maxey, Embiid, and George. I'm just saying if they're going to keep all those guys. But still, it is 112-104, and 7 minutes and 23 seconds are still remaining. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. If you're tuning on the desktop, it should be on the right side. We do have another foul called. It's going to be on Chuma Okeke. I just want to see if, again... No. Oh! Apparently, if you turn your phone into landscape mode, you should still see that red subscribe button on the bottom of your screen. I see it. It's just not there when you have it up and down like this. If you turn it sideways, though, this way, it'll be there. It'll be there. Just wanted to let you know. So it is on the phone. It's just not when you have your phone up vertically. So you got to turn your phone sideways, and then you'll still find that subscribe button. Still cool. 112-106, 6:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. Yabusele will dump it off over to Justin Edwards, who's over at the top of the key, now stands at the logo, goes back to the top of the key, fires up a three, and it's short. Rebounded by Keldon Johnson. Sixers lead it by 6. Castle in the lane. A kick out to Johnson for a catch and shoot three. Bullseye! He knocks it down! 112-109, Keldon Johnson. That is his first three that he has made all night long. 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a couple of steals. Sixers trying to respond with a trade themselves. No, Yabusele, offensive rebound, puts it back up, and it dances around the rim and goes down the drain. 114-109, 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're halfway done. Fasten those seatbelts. Castle trying to hassle with his defender, and he puts it up and in with the layup. Stephon Castle has had himself a very good game overall. 13 points and 12 assists. And very good defense. Hood Schifino for 3. No good. Yabu, another offensive rebound. Give him a double-double. Okeke from long distance. Yes! Chuma Okeke to the rescue as he assassinates that three-pointer from the near wing and fires it in. Spurs with an alley-oop pass from Castle all the way over to Vassell, and Vassell throws it down. It's a Lob City pass from Stephon Castle. 117-113, 5 minutes and 5 seconds to go in quarter number 4. Edwards with a jab step takes it over towards the baseline. They swing it around the timeline. The ball finds Council. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Council with a far wing three-pointer. Way too much on that one. Castle, rebound. Vassell on the outside. Vassell to Harrison Barnes. They give it back to Keldon Johnson. Johnson in traffic. Not once, but twice. He got it to go. A deuce and a timeout taken by the Sixers with 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go as we are going down to the wire out in San Antonio, Texas. Good. What's going on, my friends? I love that new feature, subscribe button. It takes you straight to JJ's channel. It's great. Yep, it's a watermark. And if you want to do it again on your phone, you have to turn your phone sideways. You got to turn it sideways. You got to turn it that way, and then you should see it on the bottom right of your screen. And that's, I think, if you have not subscribed. So it is 117 to 115. Also, in case you didn't, I will actually tell you something that just popped up on YouTube. So, in May, they have a new feature coming out where they are not going to have interrupted ads if I choose to do that. So if I'm in the middle of a sentence, sometimes you might get an ad. Maybe you got an ad there. Maybe it was funny timing. But with the AI that they have coming out now, it'll be once I finish a sentence, and yet an ad will pop on up. Now, it still could be at the bottom of the ninth, and there still could be 2 outs, but it'll still recognize when I'm done with a sentence, and it'll pick that up if I choose to do that. Am I going to do that for y'all? Hell no. I'm going to make you suffer. Just kidding. Of course I'm going to do it. 117 to 115. Chuma Okike over on the outside with a bounce pass over to Gershon Yabusele. Yabu throws it outside over to Council. They swing it around the timeline, but he stepped out of bounds. And it'll be Spurs ball. Council just at his heel, just on that chalk on the far sideline. And it's Spurs ball. They could take the lead with a 3 or tie the game with a 2. 76ers will fall. The 76ers will now fall. Castle down the lane. A kick out to Barnes. A far corner three-pointer. In and out it goes. Oh, and it almost went back into. The soft touch did not work. Grimes dribbles with the right hand, and he's standing over at the logo. Now he crosses over, gets it back with the right hand, dumps it back over to Council. There's 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Council at the foul line, goes up with a foul line J, way too short, off balance. Castle rebound, give him now 6 rebounds today. Castle finds Vassell going downhill, and Barnes, who goes underneath the basket, ties this baby up. 3:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. Grimes, top of the key, stolen by Castle. Castle all the way to Sochan, and he throws it down. Timeout by Philadelphia. The tank is still alive. I like that. It's funny. I like how Mark said no. Oh, wait, did you guys say no about the feature? Of course I'm going to bring the feature to you guys. Of course. Keldon Johnson acting like he just sent the team to the finals is cracking me up, says RB. Oh, yeah, with that little reaction that he had, that was really funny. Sochan's dunk was even better. Let's go Spurs. Again, I want the players to do well. Just need the organization to do its thing. Chuma, Yabu, Edwards, Grimes, and Council. I can't really blame a lot on Nick Nurse if they do lose this game, or if they do win this game. Grimes over at the top of the key. 3 minutes left to go. An 8-0 run by the Spurs. Sixers down by 2. Grimes steps back, tries to tie the game. It's short. Rebounded by the Spurs. Johnson corrals the miss. It's 119-117. 2:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Spurs fans, some of them are on their feet. Castle is in between the circles, now drives it over towards the basket, hits the 2 through traffic. It was a tough 2, and it's a 4-point lead, a 10-0 run by the Spurs. Yabu dumps it back off over to Jared Butler. Butler to Hood Schifino. He needs help. They'll swing it around the timeline again. Grimes trying to go downhill, throws it outside over to Hood Schifino. 3 seconds left on the shot clock. He has to do something. I don't think he knows. Grimes gets it back. Grimes from the logo for 3. Air balls, and it goes out of bounds. 2:10 left to go. And the Spurs are celebrating already. You can see some of them just smiling and high-fiving each other. Come on, you got to get back on. You got to get back on offense. Can't be celebrating this early. Can't be doing that. It's 121-117. 2:05 left to be played, and the Sixers playing defense. 2 minutes now. Castle steps back, lights up a three-pointer. No good. And Hood Schifino comes up with the rebound. That 3 would have been absolutely huge. Grimes dribbles with the right hand, crosses over, finds Hood Schifino again for a tray at the top of the key, and the basketball gods say no. It's short and rebounded again by the Spurs, who are in no particular hurry. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go in quarter number 4. Hood Schifino playing defense all over Castle. The ball goes downhill. Schifino tries to save it. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Sixers ball. That was Sochan who actually saved it from going out of bounds over towards the baseline, and then he just tried to tip it over towards the near side, but unfortunately it was a very far tip. And so Sixers will get the ball back. Council goes over to the bench. Council comes in. O'Shea Brissett's over towards the bench now. Butler gets the inbound pass. He's over on the far wing. Finds Quentin Grimes. Grimes, a catch-and-shoot three-pointer. Bazinga! He got it! 121-120 from the top of the key. Quentin Grimes trying to close the deal for the Sixers. The Spurs, though, they still lead it by 1. Castle being heavily guarded by Justin Edwards. He is being locked up at the Toyota sign. 5 seconds left in the shot clock. A screen is coming. Castle to Vassell. Over to Barnes. Near corner 3. Yes! Oh, yes, baby! 124-120, and the Sixers are going to pick up the basketball right now just at the half-court logo. Grimes on the outside again. He goes back over towards the logo. He was over on the near wing of the three-point line. He'll step back. Another 3 by Quentin Grimes. He tried to bank it in. The banks are closed. And Vassell rebounds. Castle tries to get it back, and they'll try to play keep away. 34 seconds to go. Nick Nurse is signaling for a foul call, and they finally do. Nick Nurse was signaling for a foul call for like 10 seconds, and yet they finally fouled. 30.7 seconds to go. Maybe it wasn't 10, but there was about 5 seconds or so. So they trapped him right on over in that far wing area, and the foul is called on Jared Butler. .7 seconds left to go. The first foul shot by Devin Vassell. Good. 125-120. Vassell with the first foul shot. He got it. The second one's coming on up. 19 points for Devin Vassell. He is 4 for 8 from 3. Foul shot number 2 is good, 2.
Excellent.
Timeout, Philadelphia. Let's go. So again, the Sixers, if they want to increase their chances at getting a top draft pick from the college classes this year, if they want to go after one of the best players in college, they got to lose these games. They have to lose these games. There's 13 games left. They are still technically in the play-in tournament hunting, but they are almost out of it. I don't know what the magic number is for that. If somebody wants to double-check that for me, I would actually really appreciate that. Right now, if I look at the standings, the Philadelphia 76ers are 6 games behind the Heat for the 10 seed. They are 6 games behind the Miami Heat. So there's 13 games left, which means that the magic number probably should be at like 10 or something. Sixers will get a chance to inbound it from the near sideline. Butler will try to inbound it for the Sixers. He's looking for some help. He'll give it back over to Grimes. The ball gets knocked loose and it's stolen by the Spurs again. 5 seconds differentiating the shot clock from the game clock. Sixers decide the trap, and a foul is called. Wow. Not a good throw for the Sixers. Not a good play call at all. And yet the Spurs have the ball, and another timeout taken. 22 and a half seconds left to go. Neil says, what a great loss. Young guys played hard, and yet the organization's getting the job done. And that's all that you can ask for, right? That is all that you can ask for. You just want the guys to play hard, and yet you need the organization to lose and get a top pick for next year. Jane says that is said perfectly. Yes, it is. It's a weird spot. I know I keep saying it all the time. It is weird. It feels uncomfortable. But you know what? It's called the new norm. We had to adapt to a new norm during the pandemic. This is now the Sixers' new norm right here. You like that? You like that? This is the new way. New way of saying we want the Sixers to succeed, but we want it to be next year. Because for the rest of this year, it's important to see how they do in order for them to have a better future set for next year. 126-120. The ball gets inbounded over to Castle. Castle goes downhill for 2, and he makes it and says goodnight to Philadelphia. 16 seconds left to go. Grimes goes inside. He lost the ball, and it'll be Spurs basketball with 13.6 seconds left to go. And Nick Nurse looks absolutely irate. And he looks stumped. The ball gets inbounded over to the Spurs. 6 seconds left to go. And that is going to wrap it up. The San Antonio Spurs beat the Philadelphia 76ers. And the Sixers continue to increase their odds in the tank-a-thon standings to get that number 1 overall pick. We just care if it's a top 5 pick. That's all that we care about. But it did it. I got thoughts. But before I do that, I want to get the tank-a-thon standings up over here. Where is it? tank-a-thon.com. Where are we? It's probably going to reset in just a little bit. But that's fine. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Right now we were 6th, but we're back to tied for 5th, baby. What it do? What it do, baby? We are tied again with the Brooklyn Nets. Just got to finish in that top 5. In that top 5, we got to finish there. If the pick goes all the way to 7, that pick belongs to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So if it's 7th or above, or 7th or below, that goes to OKC. So today was a good day. In all seriousness, though, I do want to talk my talk. I was actually really proud of this team tonight. I thought I saw some really, really good things. Justin Edwards, again, broken record. Get him back next year. This guy can catch and shoot. This guy can play really good defense. He actually locked up Stephon Castle a couple of times on defense, and I didn't really talk too much about it during that late part of the stretch because I was just so locked into what the result was going to be, win or loss. But I thought that his defense really in those last 3 minutes looked like he was honestly playing very well. And Castle's a little pest. Stephon Castle's a pest, dude. I wanted him in the draft. I thought that he or Dalton Knecht would be better than Jared McCain, but I love Jared McCain, and I'm cool. I'm cool with it. You know, I'm very happy with Jared McCain. I don't want it to seem like I'm not happy. I wasn't happy in the moment, but that was one of the draft picks where I could not have been more wrong about a guy. And Daryl Morey, again, knows how to scout for talent. Is he a great GM? Is he great at scouting talent? Yes. Yes, he is. So I like the pick. I think that he is really good. Justin Edwards, again, another Daryl Morey move. Guy goes undrafted, was one of the best players in high school a couple of years ago, and yet for some reason just fell off last year, and he thought, well, maybe if he's in a good system, maybe if he could just, be around a good group of guys, we could have this guy flourish into something. Tonight, 25 points, 9 for 14 shooting-wise from the field, 4 for 6 from the line. This kid has been, honestly, like he's gone from undrafted to at least a rotation piece, possibly even a starter. That's almost unheard of. That's like Tyrese Maxey going from shooting 29% from 3 in college to shooting 46% in his second year. That's unheard of. That does not happen. A guy that slides down to 21 to be arguably a franchise player is just so unheard of. And yet we got him. And I love Tyrese Maxey. But we've just been able to find these diamonds in the roughs. The Tyrese Maxeys, the Quentin Grimes, the Justin Edwardses of the world. Like, that's ridiculous. That is insane. And I don't think Daryl gets enough love for that. And I criticize him so much. But yet I've been so on him. And I have given him his flowers when it has come to drafting these guys. Because he clearly does know talent. He does. He has that eye for talent. Whatever the spreadsheets that he uses for the AI and all that stuff that came out, it works when you're looking for talent. But when you're trying to win a championship and when you're trying to figure out how much money you pay Paul George and asking ChatGPT that's the truth. That is what he did. He did come out and he did say that. You can go look at it. It's all over. He did come out and talk about that. I read the whole article, saw the whole clip, and everything. It's just insane how polarizing of a guy he really is. But Yabu played well. 23 points for him, 9 rebounds. We can find a way to keep both, I hope. I really hope we can find a way to keep both. But the guy that I'm going with is Grimes. Grimes had 25 points. He had 10 assists. He did have 5 turnovers. That's the only thing I don't like about Quentin Grimes is that he does tend to turn the ball over some of the time. But there's no doubt about it. You still want him on your team. He had a couple of big buckets down the stretch again. He can close deals. Ricky Council the fourth at 20 points. He had 8 rebounds today. The Sixers had, let's put this in perspective. Okay, the Sixers missed 85% or close to that, 83% of their salary tonight. And yet they only lost by 8 to the Spurs. It's insane. That's unheard of. That's really unheard of. I don't get it. But that's the Sixers. That's just who they are. If we wanted to try to win this game, we were going to have to be good in the fourth quarter, and we took our foot off the gas pedal. We exploded for 43 points in the third. And after Chris Paul was just hitting ridiculous threes, we finally found a way to get Ricky Council the fourth involved. Council had like a logo 3 with 2 seconds or 1 second left on the shot clock. I don't know why. This isn't the first time that he has hit a shot with the shot clock winding down. For some reason, he just gets the ball with the shot clock winding down, and teams don't recognize that you have to cover him because he's done it like 7 times this year where that has been the case. So, just something to look out for. Jared Butler today only had 5 points and 4 rebounds. He struggled today. He did struggle today. It looked like that the Spurs defense was a little bit too... they blitzed really hardly on him, and he just could not find the pocket at times. Couldn't get into the slot. Couldn't get into his sweet spots that he wanted to shoot in, that he usually does, but he did struggle today. Am I mad about it? No. This guy, O'Shea Brissett, again, comes off the street, just gets picked up. My man's now 26 years old, and yet comes on over here, gives you 14 points in the first game in 23 minutes, 13 points in the second game, and he's 6 for 9 from the field. And then in the third game, he gives you 11 points. In the OKC game, he gave you nothing, but didn't really play that much. And then today, he gives you another 11 points and gives you, 15 minutes? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely wild. This team does not make any sense. They don't make sense. Let's go back to our live stream. Hit that thumbs up button if you are heading out. If you are not heading out, though, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and stay on here. Okay, so let's refresh this page. All right, so yes, we are tied now with Brooklyn. That's great. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. We are 4.5 games behind New Orleans now. And now that I look at the score, I am going to keep my eye on that right now. I'm going to be keeping my eye on this score. Where is it? Pelicans did lose. Okay. They lost by a lot. 134-93. Okay, it happens. Can't lose them all. Looks like the Jazz aren't really going to be doing us any favors either, are they? Because they're down 57-48. So, just unfortunate from that perspective, but we're 7 games behind the Jazz. So, I don't think we're really going to be able to catch them. If we could get to that 4 spot, that would be awesome. But I just don't see that being the case. We do play New Orleans, though, soon. And that would really help if we find a way to lose that. That is an important game for the Philadelphia 76ers to lose. That's really important. That one's important. But it's still alive. We're still good. No need to panic. Just got to get the ping pong balls to go in our direction and stay where we are and not go down. We got to stay in that 5 spot. If we're in the 6 or 7 spot, I'm not feeling good. I'm not. Still got to roll those ping pong balls. our percentage of getting a top 4 pick now is at 40%. It's really 39.9. And that makes me feel good. That's just top 4. So, I like that. What else? It's like what I would imagine it to be, being parents with teenagers and tough love. We, the parents, 76ers are the teenagers, says Jane. I like that. See when George Foreman, did you see that did you see where George Foreman passed away? No, I did not see where he passed away. I didn't, but thought he was in good health. I don't know how he did it. But yes. Thank you all so much for being on here. Yes. I will be back on tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, I should say. I think we're going to just take the rest of the night off and get ready for next week. I really care about getting ready for next week. I'll be doing the Sweet 16, and I'll be doing the Elite 8, and then we'll be going, and then we'll try to do some more for March Madness next week, not this week. Okay? I have a lot on my plate, folks. I do. I have a lot on my plate. So. All right. Love you all. Lila Tov. Good night. And I'll see you all soon. Go Phils. See you all tomorrow. Bye.